guys, welcome to today's travel segment in our 7 Days to Better Challenge. Today we're going to talk about travel safety. Now I know we've already talked about food safety and staying hydrated, so we're really going to focus in on some of the things that you can do to stay safe while you're traveling to your destinations. So the first thing is to make sure to share your itinerary with someone back home in case something happens. They know where to find you, they know how to get a hold of you. You also want to keep a physical and a copy of all of your important documents. Your itinerary with the confirmation numbers, your passport, driver's license, any of your credit cards, important phone numbers. The third tip I want to give you is to stay alert. So these are going to go for the easy prey or easy victims. So make sure that you're friendly, you're looking up, you're paying attention, you know where your items are, you're not leaving any bags unattended, just pay attention. The next thing is to be friendly, not flashy. So learn a few phrases in the language of the country you're traveling to. Make sure to ask drivers and desk clerks and waitresses just a little bit of information. If you're friendly, you're representing your culture and your nation in a way that is respectable. And if you're showing other people respect, they'll want to show you respect likely in return. And they'll also kind of keep an eye out for you. You also want to make sure that you're not flashy. I remember once when I was traveling to Sao Paulo, a few years back, we were going to a really crowded area and my uncle made me take off all of my jewelry. I had to switch into just a plain white shirt and jeans. Some places you just don't want to stand out or wear anything expensive. I always wear a fake wedding ring when I travel. Sometimes I wear a really small one or just a band. We don't want to draw attention, especially with jewelry or things like that. You do also want to carry enough cash to get home or just to get you out of an area if something happens and you need to get out of there. And I recommend that you store that cash in different places. Don't carry it all in your wallet. In fact, I would carry just a little bit in your wallet, maybe put some in a waist belt, maybe in your bra, in your sock, just anywhere so that it's not all in one area, so that if you are getting hustled, you can easily give somebody your wallet and you're not left without a way to get home. Also, when traveling abroad, sometimes you'll find that even authorities want bribes. We were in Mexico last year and my husband John asked a police officer where the nearest ATM was because the restaurant that we were eating at did not take credit cards, they needed cash. So the officer told him where the ATM was and then actually followed him there and then hustled him because he didn't use his blinker. So John had to pay him off. And with that, I would say, know when to cut your losses. Your biggest goal is to get home safe. It's not really always the appropriate time to take a stand and fight for your rights when you're in another country, because that can get you into a lot more trouble than you want to get into. So do your research, know the destination that you're going to, know the laws and know the customs. Do not ever break any laws in another country. Also study and know what areas are safe. Generally, the tourist destinations are going to have a little bit higher security. They will also attract those people that are trying to take advantage of you. So in tourist areas, make sure that maybe go to a restaurant or a hotel to request your taxi. You'll get a more fair price. Or if you're wanting to give a donation, give it to an organization or a company. Don't start handing out money on the streets because that will also attract a lot of attention. You also want to do your research on the medical care of the area. What's available, where it's at. When I was pregnant about 10 years ago, I remember I had to go to the emergency room in the middle of the night while I was in the Philippines. So, the hotel got me a taxi and they were able to refer me to the nicest area that I could go, and I went and everything was taken care of. I also had to take my son to the emergency room in Mexico last year when he was just having he had food poisoning, but he had really intense cramping in his stomach, and I thought, in the case that it might be an appendix, let's just go and be safe. We don't want to push our luck. So we went to the emergency room in Mexico, and you can get really good quality care in many other places, but things will be different. Oftentimes you have to pay up front before they will give you any service, and then you'll have to go take care of it with your insurance after the fact. The last thing I want to talk about is when you're traveling with kids, make sure to be really aware of where they are. I've never really been a fan of seeing kids on leashes, but when you're traveling, it can be one of your best friends so that you don't have all your kids going in different directions in a public area. Also, the GPS watches might be really helpful. Anytime we go to an amusement park or a crowded area, I actually just take a Sharpie and write my phone number across my kid's tummy. So, even my 3-year-old he got misplaced, he could go to a Disneyland worker or something and show them my phone number, they can call me. We've never had to use it obviously, but it's a great backup plan, or having your kids know where to meet should they get lost, and just giving them a little bit of safety tips while you're traveling. And then really just use the same common sense as you would use at home. Watch your drinks be poured, stay with them, don't go home with strangers, and just all of the things that you would take ordinary precaution without going into dark alleys alone by yourself. Stay in groups where you can and enjoy your travel. If you take these precautions, then this will help you increase your chances of having an enjoyable, safe trip without any snags.